Advanced searching. In this video, we'll cover Save Searches and Advanced Search functionality, which are often used for actions, rules, and other automation. To begin, go to the Save Search wizard by clicking the current search name in a table and selecting New. The General tab of the Save Search wizard is where you create filters and choose your search criteria. Each button under Add Filters represents a different type of search filter. Select a filter to add it. Use the arrows on the left to move it. And click the trash icon to remove it. You can add as many filters as you need for a given search, but it's best to use as few filters as possible for the sake of simplicity and maintenance. Let's look at the different filter types. Use simple filters to find specific field values. For instance, you can use one simple filter to find contracts with a status of signed, and another to find contracts that are amendments. Together, these two filters only find contract records that are both signed and an amendment. You can also change the operator from "and" to "or" to find contracts that either have a status of signed or are an amendment. You could also add a time filter. Let's say the date signed must be greater than 8 hours old. Select the checkbox to the right of the time filter to limit the search to the working hours of the team in the Assigned Team field. If this setting is configured in the Teams table, it means that the team's weekend and off hours will not be included in the search. The parentheses at the beginning and end of each filter are used to group criteria and create more complex searches. If you clear the Now checkbox, which is normally selected, you can perform a historical search and find any records that ever met a search condition. For example, you could find all contracts that were ever amendments in the signed status by deselecting the Now checkboxes. After you've finished adding filters, you can go to the Sorting tab and choose how the search results are sorted. To use the search again in the future, or to use it in automation, go to the Options tab and name the search before saving it. On the Apply tab, searches can also be made available to specific groups and displayed in different parts of the interface. To create this search, click Finish after making your selections to save the search. But for this example, let's instead look at the other filter types. You can click Clear Filters to easily remove all the existing filters on the General tab. The Calendar filter is often used for reporting because it measures time in calendar periods, such as the last calendar week, month, or quarter. The Advanced filter measures change or lack of change and is frequently used for automation. For example, suppose a contract manager wants to be notified whenever a contract status changes from a status of draft. In this scenario, you can select the status field, choose the draft status, and then select any value to find contracts that change from draft to any other status. You could then use this search in a rule that emails the contract manager whenever the search criteria are met. Related table filters search for records within a related table and only run on existing searches in the target table. This means you often need to create a save search in a different table before you can create the save search for the table that holds the related table. These filters aren't used very often, but they are the only search filter that allows you to search within related tables. Runtime filters allow you to define a complex search and leave one variable for the user to complete when they run the search. For instance, you might want to search for contracts associated with specific companies. With a runtime filter, you can use one search to find contracts for any company because you choose the company when the search is run. These types of searches can also be used as the basis for reports, making it possible to save just one report and then enter a company name, department name, or other value when the report is run. Duplicate filters can help you find duplicate records so they can be removed or changed. These filters also allow you to exclude a certain number of records from the results. For example, maybe you want to check if any contracts share the same title. You can run a duplicate filter on the contract title field and exclude the first record found. This will allow you to find any contracts with the same title so that you can change any titles as needed. The first last filter is the last filter we'll discuss. It's similar to the duplicate filter, but it allows you to find any number of records with matching values for a particular field, and then limit the results found based on a sort order defined on the Sorting tab. For instance, you might want to find the last 3 contracts that each contract requester has submitted, sorted in descending order by the ID field. You can do this by using a first-last filter that searches on the requester name field, reports the first 3 matches, and uses the default sort order on the Sorting tab.